Hey everyone, this my name's Harish,
My name's Soham.
and this is the Bite Size Weekly. Um, we're back right after a little bit, right?
Mhm.
Summer vacation has started, um, which is fun,
Yep.
and it's been I think we're in the middle of July, July 19th
Mhm.
to be exact. It's right before Jeff Bezos' big launch, but we'll get into that later. So how you been, bro?
I've been good. I've been good. Just doing regular summer stuff.
Hmm.
I've been studying a little bit for the SAT.
Yeah,
I'm going to take that again. And then yeah, I mean, just regular. You have so many plans for the summer, but then it actually happens, and you don't know what day it is. Like that's what it's been for me. I've been like just going to sleep, waking up, same routine every day.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's not really that movie I said it was gonna be when school was still on. Yeah.
I mean, summer's been pretty good so far, right?
Mhm.
Been on a couple of vacations. I got a job, right,
Oh,
at
that's cool.
the YMCA.
Mhm.
So I'm basically a summer camp counselor for sixth and seventh graders. So I work with them, and they're a handful, but
Yep.
they're also pretty fun at the same time.
Right.
Like they constantly want to do something. They just have so much energy, and right, but like a 17-year-old like me
Yeah. Right.
just sitting there just like, how do you guys have so much energy, right? Like,
Right.
you know but it's fun though, right? They keep me
Yeah.
active, right? I get my workout for the day, so I'm
Mhm.
set. I'm fine.
What exactly do you have to do for that position?
Yeah, so basically I wake up at like 9 in the morning, or
Mhm.
what's it, 8 in the morning, and my shift is at 9. So I
Yep.
just get ready in the morning, get my water bottle filled up. I got like this huge 1 gallon water bottle, right,
Right.
for the day, because it's so hot. It's like constantly 97 degrees outside, right?
Yeah.
And like it feels like 104 or something like
Yeah.
that. I mean, not 104, but that's a little too much, but it's pretty hot.
I
And
would say 104. It feels like 104 pretty accurate because it's like high 90s sometimes, and it can
yeah,
feel like 102, 103. Yeah.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
hot. Yeah.
So I mean, that 1 gallon bottle of water,
Yep.
I would go get it and show, but it's too far away. But basically, I have to fill that up for like a good 2 minutes or so. Right,
Mhm.
get ready, go on my swimming stuff, and then that's when the day starts.
Yep.
Get there at like about 9, clock in, and then we have morning activities. Right, so first we start off with like science and nature, right, and then we have arts and crafts, right,
Mhm.
which we science and nature, we just give them some arts, or what's it, some science experiment, right? Maybe
Yep.
whether it be like a volcano erupting or a lava lamp or something,
Yep.
teaching them a little bit about science while also having fun. And then we have arts and crafts, right? We make
Mhm.
some, whether it be a caterpillar made out of pom poms, right? Or like a snowflake in the middle of summer, right? Like
Yep.
arts and crafts, right? So we have fun with that. Then right afterwards, we have sports and games, right? Which is also like about an hour. Oh, each of these like activities are about an hour or so. And then sports and games, dodgeball, kickball,
Yep.
usual stuff. Right after that, we have lunch. Then right after that, we have swimming, right? And the biggest problem with that is kids vomiting, right?
Yeah.
Like, right after eating, which is a big pain, right?
Mhm.
So we try to make it light on them. They just get that free time, make sure that they don't go crazy in the pool, right? So they
Mhm.
don't, either release fecal matter into the pool or vomit into the pool,
Right.
like, but luckily they're old enough. We don't have to work. I don't have, at least I don't have to work with like the first and,
Yeah.
second graders.
Yeah.
Then right after that, we have like snacks, and then like all all camp, right? All camp is
Yeah.
basically where every single grade, 1 through 7, gets
Mhm.
together and does some activity together.
Yep.
And then after that, it's from 4:30 to 6. That's where my clock, or what's it? It's like basically clock out, where all the kids leave,
Mhm.
are basically done with the day.
Yep.
My shift ends at 6, so it's 9 to 6.
Yep.
It's pretty fun, but
Mhm.
pretty tiring at the same time,
Oh yeah, I bet. Dude, they should have this for high schoolers. That sounds like honestly, I'm not even kidding. Cause at this point, when you're like older, obviously it gets worse from here, unfortunately, but you don't want to do anything. Like you just want to kind of wake up and just, not do anything the entire day. But if you have a routine like where you're forced to have fun, but then you realize that, oh, this is actually fun, and then it's good, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
I mean, at least it gets me up in the morning, right? At like
yeah,
9. And I'm not being lazy, waking up at 12,
yeah,
on a usual,
unusual.
at least during the during the school year, waking up at like about 12, being half passed out in the middle of class,
Yeah.
right? So tired. But yeah, at least I have something to do. Right. And then
Mhm.
when I come back, I just take an hour nap, and then
Yep.
at 7:30, that's when SAT, college app, college essays, that's when that starts.
Right.
So pretty busy day, dude. Honestly. How's the
Yeah.
fire department and stuff been for you?
It's been good. We've been doing like more activities, and I've just been spending more time there in general because it's the summer. There's
Mm,
always something to do. I mean, either either they give it to you to do, or you have to like take initiative and do it yourself. So, various different drills and stuff. I know we cut open cars, um
yeah.
and and they taught us like extrication stuff,
Yeah.
like don't hit this pillar because then the pressure from the airbags will like come in your face. So there's like the procedure on how to break apart a car in order to get someone out during an accident.
Mm,
Then we did drills like water rescue. I'm not really doing water rescue, but we do water rescue drills there. The fireworks, when that happened, we had to be on standby,
that's sick.
because
That's
there's
cool.
fireworks, and just responding to calls. Just yeah, that's just what's been going on there.
Actually, funny story about fireworks. I'll get into a second, but so a couple of weeks ago, I went to a Boy Scout camp out,
Yep.
right? For basically Boy Scouts, we get merit badges done at these week-long summer camps, which is like a sleepaway camp, and we,
Yep.
you know, have fun there. Get merit badges done, get requirements signed off to get, to the rank of Eagle. That's what you guys, at least, the end result. But we have a bunch of ranks to get through to get to
Mhm.
that. So we basically have these week-long camps, and I'm there's like different positions in
Mhm.
each Boy Scout troop.
Yep.
So I'm an ASPL, right, which
Mhm.
is second, one of the second highest ranks.
Yep.
Sorry about that. So there's an SPL, which is a senior
Mhm.
patrol leader. He's like the leader, right? And then I'm an ASPL.
Yep.
So we're basically like the older group of kids who lead everybody.
Yep.
So there's this one kid or one group, this one group of kids who decided, okay, on July 4th, that's when the camp started.
Yeah.
Why don't we bring fireworks to the camp and light the
Ooh.
fireworks there, right?
Right.
And we were just so shocked because we never
Uh-huh.
thought something like this could happen.
Right.
Luckily, we were like tipped off, or at least I was tipped off, right? One of the kids came up to me and was like, "Oh, can you please tell what's it, these kids not to do this, right? Because I don't want my little brother, basically his little brother was
Yep.
also like involved with it, and he didn't want him doing that.
Right.
So luckily, he came up to me and he was like, "Oh, can you please stop them from doing that? I don't want them to be influenced the wrong way."
Mhm.
And then what's it? It was like a mile walk, but I had to go run up to one of the other older scouts and the SPL, if you know him, Charlie Sheeran, and
Yep.
basically told him that there were some kids trying to light fireworks at 12 p.m. at night, right?
Mhm.
And then we were just like, what are we supposed to do about this, right? So
Yeah.
we were like, there are two options. We catch them trying to do it, right? At 12 p.m., we all wake up and go there, right, to the site that they want to do it at, because luckily he told us it was like the parade
Mhm.
field, which is like a huge field.
Yep.
So we were like, either that or, we go trying to search his tent like we're searching for drugs or something, right?
Right.
So we decided to go with plan B, right? Where we basically interrogate the kid and then search his tent and all of that, right?
Yep.
Invasion of privacy, I know, but he wants,
Yeah.
bringing fireworks to camp is like the same as bringing a gun to camp, right?
Of
Like
course. Yeah.
honestly. So we do the same. We tell the adults, right? The adult leaders telling them like, "Oh, some kids brought fireworks to camp. We're gonna search his tent, make sure." So we didn't find anything, right?
Right.
And we're out here just confused, right? And then at 12 p.m., we tell all the kids go to bed. Nobody's allowed to go out, right? We'll be awake,
Yep.
right? And then we wake up at 12, and then we see these like a
Mhm.
group of like tents, like
Yep.
nobody was in there, and
Right.
we're like what? right? And then we were like, oh, they're doing it. They're doing it. So we're
Yeah.
like, this campsite, this Rodney is like about like 2 to 3 miles like big, right? Or at least
Yep.
in, I don't know, like radius or whatever.
Yep.
So we split up among like the older group. We like go different directions with our flashlights at like 12 and we're like running, right? Like
Right.
it was like we feel like I feel like a cop, dude. Like it was so
Yeah.
cool. So we searched the site that they wanted to do it on,
Mhm.
right? But the one site that we didn't check was the site that they were at.
Right.
So we all came back and we're like, oh, we didn't find anything. We didn't find anything. And then all of a sudden we hear a boom, right? And we're like,
Right.
oh shit, right? And
Yep.
then we run to that site and then we see them with the, homemade fireworks. So they made it. And then it was like, I don't know how the hell they did that, but
Yeah.
they did it. And they kind of got away with it because they didn't have any of the evidence, right? Or they
Mhm.
had everything somehow gone
Mhm.
by the time we got there, and they made up some cover story. But we still, scolded them, right? Told
Yep.
them that, you might be kicked out of the troop, this, that. But
Yeah. Eventually.
honestly, crazy story.
Oh yeah, of course. And the thing is, like, fireworks was this, and obviously, when you say camp, this is like near the woods, right? It's in the woods.
Yeah, yeah,
You're right, and that could be especially dangerous. Honestly, like, with the level of storms and stuff going on, and we do have good, like, forest management stuff here. It could have lighted like a forest fire.
yeah, yeah.
But I think more dangerous than that is if it's unsupervised, that could really, like, blind someone, hurt someone, give them third degree. Like, there's an incident happened where there were, like, unexploded fireworks that went, or yeah, the fireworks, they didn't go up, like, they weren't shot, right? They didn't explode the way they were supposed to make, like, in the air, but they exploded prematurely while they were in their case, and that gave someone, like, third degree burns. So they can be really, really, really dangerous. They can blind someone. They can, do all sorts of things. And especially if they were homemade, um, it can be like, either it can be really ineffective, or it can be potent, and it can be just incredibly dangerous. Um,
I don't know how they pull that off, right? I mean, they're
right.
Boy Scouts, so it kind of makes sense, right? These
Yeah.
guys are pretty crafty. So
Yeah.
we somehow got through it, but it could have been very, very
Yeah.
dangerous. Any sorts of fire, right?
Yeah.
You need some sort of supervision, right? And
Yeah.
it's sad to see, but they got away with it. But it's whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, also, do you have any like cool stories from like the fire department, anything over the summer that you guys, dude? I heard like
Mhm.
one of my friends, Boy Scout friends, like he has his phone and it
Yep.
keeps going off with that
Right.
stupid radar, right? Like
Yeah.
in the middle of the night. I'm just sitting there in my tent, like, shut but he was telling me like, oh, some vehicle crashed through some like I think it was like some house or something,
Yeah.
and I was just like, what, right? And apparently like he wasn't there that day for it, and he was so mad.
Oh yeah, for sure. The first off, the radar, the alarm. At this point, I've gotten kind of used to it. That's not a good thing, especially while sleeping. But I'm not allowed to respond in middle of the night, obviously. So it doesn't really matter for me at this point if I wake up or not. When I do get my firefighter certification, then I'll have to get out of that habit. But for now, it's like it rings in the middle of the night. I don't even, like, I just keep sleeping, and then I wake up in the morning and I was like, oh, like they had a busy night.
Someone was murdered. What?
it's, it's insane. And the vehicle thing, actually, you'd be surprised, like, that is true. Like, I got a call one time, and usually we get fire alarms and stuff like that. It literally said vehicle into structure. That was the call that we,
Yeah.
like, it was vehicle into structure, and I think I got two or three separate ones. But when I saw that, I was like, what?
Oh my god, dude.
Because immediately I thought of the movies, where they, like, crash into a building, right, into a
Tom Cruise
restaurant.
type stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what's going on there?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
insane. But
Have
in
you seen
terms
like
of,
those videos like
yeah,
where the car crashes into the gas
yeah,
station?
into a gas
Yeah.
station. That's just, I didn't think, like, it would actually happen. Like, of course, I knew all sorts of calls can come in, but, like, here, it's, I don't think,
in West Windsor, New Jersey, where nothing
I don't think
happens.
it's gonna be like that important. But um Yeah, in terms of crazy calls, I had this one call the middle of the night, or it extended over pretty late. Was a transformer fire.
Oh, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a power line went down, right?
Mm,
And so we get there, and we just see, first we can't really make anything out because it was at night. And I could see a little something down the road. First, I couldn't even, like, we get on scene. I couldn't even tell, like, where's everyone looking, right? Like, we were called to a fire. Where's the fire? And then, like, maybe like 1 or 2 minutes goes by, and I can see like a flame, and
yeah.
um, but before I could see the flame, I was too afraid to ask anyone, like, okay, where is it? Because they're like, are you stupid? So I was just kind of sitting there. I was like,
Up there, so
"So is it that leaf?" But 2 or 3, like, I think 1 or 2 minutes goes by, and I can see the flame. I know where, like, the direction where it is. And since it is an electrical fire, and it was going down, obviously, like, it's a pretty dangerous situation.
Mm,
We had to stage um quite a bit away from it.
mm,
Um before and we can't, like, park the engine right on it, right? Or right
mm,
next to it. We have to be away from it. So that's for the first few minutes I couldn't see anything. And then boom, like, what I thought was the fire itself. I just see like a bright flash, and it just, like, the level of, like, how bright it was. Usually it goes, like, in a second and goes out, right?
yeah.
Like, it's just a flash, but the brightness never died down, right?
Mm,
It was just
mm,
bright. It lit up literally the whole neighborhood, and it was raining.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
was like clouds, no moon,
Mm,
and it was so bright. It lit the entire place up. Honestly, the only reason I realized how bright it was because when it went down, everything just went dark,
mm,
right? So I realized, like, that singular thing was lighting the whole neighborhood up. Um, and that was and what I thought it was a fire, and then, because it was my first, like, transformer fire, it was actually the electricity
mm, yeah.
from the transformer, and obviously there was a fire. But the thing is, like, the electric people, they have to cut the power off for us to do anything there, right?
Yeah.
So, and we're not allowed to, I think we're not allowed to, or we weren't going forward because it just wasn't safe. People were like, that's not the issue. We just needed to be there. And I don't know how much more I can say, but yeah, we essentially, like, we were just looking at the fire and coordinating and stuff like that, and waiting for the power to be cut out, obviously, because there's no point in cutting it out, and the electricity is still going, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had to cut the power off. But so we set up roadblocks on both sides, and you'd be surprised how many people, like, slip through of that. Like, there was, like, one, like, two people in bicycles just biking across the scene. I'm like, didn't they get that side? Like, I thought there was, like, cop cars, and, like, I thought there were people there. And we just, like, how did they get through? We just see the fire, and, or not, like, it wasn't, like, spreading, it wasn't huge or anything. It was, like, isolated. But we just see two, like, people on bicycles coming down the road, and
Oh my God,
crazy
dude.
people. And obviously, the neighbors are obviously curious. So we just see an old couple out, and we're telling them, ma'am, sir, please go back inside. And they're a little elderly, and they were like, ma'am, sir, please go back inside. And the dude is out there. He's just looking at the fire, and
They're just having their romantic night, watching the beautiful sun
yeah.
fire set, you know?
Yeah, he's just, like, out there watching, and then she brings out the iPad, and they're on Facebook, and they're going ham on that. But
Facebook gets blown up.
yeah, that was
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. Some people are just, a little bit, stupid in the head.
honestly, like, the neighborhood. Obviously, there's nothing much interesting goes on in any suburban neighborhood. So obviously, a fire that's, like, happening right down the block is going to warrant some sort of interest. I know I would have looked at it, but
Yeah.
after, I would have probably gone back inside after the assistant chief got out and said, go back inside. Like literally, I'm not like just go back inside,
Mm,
right?
mm.
The dude was barefoot. He was just like out on his lawn, and he's just looking at it. It's like, damn, it's
Oh
that's
my god.
something.
So what happened with the whole like Avalon like apartment buildings? Like I know that it's probably under reconstruction, but what happened to the
Yeah.
people inside?
Yeah,
Stuff like
so I think yeah, I think they are reconstructing it. I'm not sure if what they're planning on doing because I know they barricaded the area and I
mm,
see like construction trucks, but I can't tell if they're tearing it down or repairing it.
mm,
Um Probably repairing it because it's not the building isn't gone, but again, I'm not like a contractor or anyone that can tell you. But as far as the people that were inside, I'm pretty sure I know initially they were all at hotels,
yeah,
or they were at friends and family. But Red Cross did set up hotels for them. Now I believe they've found their own living situations.
that's good. That's good.
Or I think the community has given them a combination, another apartment here, or like they've signed a lease with another apartment here.
That's
Um,
good. That's good. At
but
least you
yeah,
know they got something
yeah,
because you know something like that is so unexpected and so such a tragedy for the people. Losing half their living
yep,
and it's sad, but at least something's happening. They're getting
yeah,
back to regular life. It's good. But
yeah,
that was a good scoop on our daily lives, right?
yeah.
So why don't we move on to Jeff Bezos?
Oh yeah,
The TikTok sound or like the whole like Jeff Bezos
Jeffrey Bezos. Oh my God, I let me.
you're back
It's
into it.
it's stuck in my head. Honestly, I was like like I was singing it out loud, and my sister was just like, "What are you saying?"
What are you doing?
Like I was literally just in the morning, I was taking my coffee and like, I was making my egg and I was like born in 1964. So I was just singing that stuff and it's catchy though. It's catchy.
It's very catchy. I gotta give it to them. But Jeff Bezos, right? As you guys can see in my virtual background, or for Spotify users, they're launching a rocket up into space tomorrow. What's it? July 19th at about 7:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Yep.
So let's say it's him, his brother, some aviation icon, Wally Funk, that's his name,
Mhm.
and then an 18-year-old Dutch grad named Olivier Damien. Correct me
Dude,
if
that
I
name sounds expensive.
sounds expensive,
Right?
right? German or wait, Dutch.
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah, dude, 18 years old and he's going on a rocket to
Yeah.
space, right? When we say 18, we're probably thinking, oh, license,
Mhm.
uh, new tattoo,
Yep.
college, right? But this
Yep.
dude's in
In
space,
space
right?
with
That's
Jeff Bezos. Like
with Jeff Bezos,
saying
right?
I met Jeff Bezos is impressive in itself, right? But
Yeah.
saying I went to space with Jeff Bezos at 18 is
Mm. Just a casual,
right.
vacation into
Yeah.
space with Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Casual. I don't know how they got to meet each other or anything like that, but it's crazy cool. So the mission is called NS-16, right? Which will be the first time Blue Origin sends humans into space,
Mhm.
right? As you can see, it's a pretty small rocket, right? But
Yep.
it's fully automated, right? So
Oh,
it's going to be fully what's it? Hands free, right? Jeff Bezos and his crew don't have to
you
do
gonna
anything.
yeah.
And they can prove if the Earth is flat or not. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
They can go into
Oh,
space, see, it's just a vacation in space, I guess. I don't know when they're returning. Oh wait, I don't know when they're returning, but I maybe like a couple of days or a week. I don't know how long it's gonna
I
take.
think they're just going up and coming right back down.
Okay, okay, so
Like
maybe
they're
just
gonna
like a
be there
couple of days.
for like a couple hours and then just coming back down. Or maybe even a couple minutes just because the rocket, I don't think it has enough food or some like stuff like that to
Yeah.
um
Yeah. So here's what it says here on what's it? They're going to be launching up about 62 miles, right, into, space, and then they'll spend a few minutes in the weightless of microgravity where the crew can see the curvature of the earth. So
Curvature. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
but by that time, right, like in the few minutes that they get to see space, the boosters will basically tilt so that they can come back to earth and land where they came from, right? They
Yep.
basically will have a parachute and stuff like that.
Yep.
But that's it. Oh, so this dude, the youngest passenger, Damon Olivier, is filling in the mystery winner of Blue Origin's new Shepherd's Seat auction that closed at 28 million, right, last month. The wealthy winner had schedule conflicts and wasn't able to fly, according to Blue Origin. Dude, what? This dude had conflicts to go on a plane with Jeff Bezos. Like, if that
How
was
do you
me, I would
have?
quit my job, quit everything,
Oh
just
yeah,
go.
for sure. Scheduling conflicts is like, can't man. I got Pilates at the time you're launching, and I got to grab lunch with one of my friends, so I can't
My
do any of that.
colleagues.
Yeah.
No, just casually going to NASA,
Yeah.
building a casual rocket. I can't, my schedule's full. Busy. But it's honestly crazy to see how like this is like the first vacation in the space, right? That
Yep.
they won't be having to do anything
Yep.
of work or the sort.
Yep.
Won't be working on maybe the International Space Station, stuff like that, satellites. They're just going up there to see it. And
Yeah.
that could possibly, lead to different other avenues where people or maybe more richer, mostly billionaires, right, get to
Yep.
go up into space and just see it, right? And
Yeah.
sooner or later we're going to be going to different planets, right? Most likely, if we have that same path that we're going on as of now. So yeah, dude, it's honestly crazy to me. You have anything to add about that?
Well, I think that just initially, like so far, how long? When like the first space launch was in like the 60s, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So I think from then to now, it's always been okay. First mission is let's get to space, right?
Mm,
And obviously you need all the attention to getting the rocket up into space, right?
mm,
And then after that, all everything is about okay. Let's just focus everything on getting to the moon, right?
yeah,
All the mechanics of it, the software, um, all the sciencey stuff. Everyone on board, everyone that is on the flight, they are they are astronauts, but they're also like they're pilots essentially, right?
mm, mm,
They're basically each one of them is in charge or not in charge, but each one of them is essential to the basic flight and operation of the rocket itself, of this shuttle itself. And then it branched out, and then it became like you're sending scientists who study different stuff right into space, right? So like if you're maybe sending like a geologist or a chemist or to do like experiments or to bring back rock samples from the moon back to Earth, and use the space not only just as like just to get to the moon, but then okay, we got to the moon, but now we need like rock samples from the moon. Then the concentration changed a little bit because now we're better at getting to the moon just originally. Now it's advanced so much where we don't even need where we can focus on just looking at space and not worrying about anything else like passengers, just passengers, and that's it.
they've done the work for us basically. Now
Right.
it's just setting up for our future generations, and
Yeah.
uh, just getting to the point of where we can ha- make a habitat out of space,
Right.
right? Where we can make actual civilization. And also just a funny remark by Jeff Bezos. We know the vehicle is safe. If the vehicle is not safe for me, it's not safe for anyone. Bezos told CNN in an interview Monday morning. It's just so funny to me, like how
Yeah.
he's saying, like if it's not safe for me, it's not safe for anybody, right?
But I
So
mean,
it's a lot of faith in Blue
yeah.
Origin right there.
And is it you said it's the first time they've sent people into space,
In
right?
that in this rocket, right?
That is I
It's
wouldn't
fully
I wouldn't go.
fully automated as well. So
Fully
they must.
automated, bruh, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, yeah. I
No, but
mean,
if it happens, dude, the how impactful this is to like human history is just incredible. Like how like okay, first it starts off with maybe 5 or 6 people, or what was it, 5 people?
so this is like 4 people, I'm pretty
Right.
sure.
It starts off with 4 people going into space. Now, if they're successful, right, then that proves to us that yes, we can do it automated. We can do it with essentially not astronauts, right?
Mm, mm.
Even if Bezos, they all got some sort of they definitely got some sort of training, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, but it's not like it's not doesn't make you an astronaut. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, when you say training, right, my mind immediately pictures like a person going to one of those big spinny thingies, those balls, like just
yeah,
rotating, those
yeah,
things.
exactly.
Like they're probably going through like gravity, I don't know, some sort of training for that, right?
Right.
Just to keep themselves stabilized and in
Maybe learning some emergency systems and backup systems of the aircraft itself, but that doesn't make you an astronaut. That makes you like okay, you're a passenger to go to space, but that doesn't make you an astronaut. Um,
probably
but
took some months of like
right.
training in the first place, but to be an
Yeah,
astronaut, you're taking years and years of
take your whole
experience.
it takes your whole life because usually astronauts were fighter pilots before. Uh,
Mm, mm,
and then they become like I know a lot of astronauts were fighter pilots before that, and they were experimental pilots and stuff like that. But if this happened, like if it's successful, and obviously I hope it'll be successful, I have faith it'll be successful. Not jinxing anything. But if like
Hopefully by the
that's
time we're 80, right, we'll
yeah,
be able to go
we'll be able to do that, right?
in a nice little vacation to
Right.
space, right? Like
Because
that's the dream.
if they prove it tomorrow at 7:30, or whenever they're launching off, if they prove it tomorrow, then what's going to happen is Bezos and Musk and Branson. I know Branson went last week.
Mm,
It
mm.
already happened. I think that's another thing. It already happened. Branson went last week.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So,
Incredible. And if tomorrow, and I know tomorrow they're going to a higher altitude, right?
mm,
So that the success of that is so important because not only will they start putting more and more and more money into the program, but now what'll happen is even if the cost of a ticket is in the millions, it'll slowly come down because there's more funding for it, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's more research in going into making more passenger friendly, right? There's more research
I
into
mean, you already know that like
right.
technologies are improving rapidly, right? And then businesses are soon going to take this over and make this
Yeah.
like a um some sort of profitable,
Yeah.
venture into their, own business, and they're going to start making like, oh, $100 ticket to go into space for
Yeah. No,
10 minutes.
I have full faith in businesses just because, with NASA, obviously, NASA is incredible, right? Because they were the first ones to get to the moon. But because, it is a government agency, politics plays into it, right? With NASA, what happens is every 4 years or every 8 years with a new president, the president changes the amount of funding NASA gets. So one president might be like, I don't really care about space. Boom, your funding's gone. And when suddenly the funding's gone, let's say you're working on a project and somebody just takes money away from you, it's going to take you 10 years longer to get to your goal,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So NASA's never really had that continuous push into doing that. I'm pretty sure we could have gone to Mars manned by now if NASA had the US defense budget, right? NASA has 70 billion or so. NASA has 70 billion. The US military has 700 billion. Like, can
Yeah.
you imagine what NASA can do with that, right? But again, it changes depending on like political aspects, policy and stuff like that. But
Mm,
it's like with plane tickets, right? When flights first started to take off, right? It was obviously first it was just getting from point A to point B in the air, right?
mm.
And an interesting fact is the first flight of the Wright brothers, the total distance they went is shorter than the wingspan of an Airbus A380 or something like that.
Oh my God, dude. So like probably just like
couple 100 feet, I think.
Yeah, probably like 400
Yeah,
feet.
I have no idea how
Airbus is
big they are, but I can picture that in my head. It's not a like for a flight. That's not a long time at all. It's
100 meters, probably like
yeah,
about.
it's basically like them just going off, being in the air for like 2 or 3 seconds and immediately coming back down. But can you imagine like the first flight was the distance, less than the distance of in the just the air wing of an airplane today, right?
Yeah.
Um,
So I'm gonna just search up Wright brothers first flight when it took
right.
place. Right. So let's see this. So 1903, December 1903.
Yep.
And so it's 2021,
Been a
right? We're
little
about
over 100 years, and we're going
so
to we're sending passengers into space.
and with our technologies and how rapidly we're
Yep.
improving, probably another 50 years before we
Oh yeah,
start
for
going to
sure.
space, dude. Like, I
And,
mean,
and mind you,
fingers crossed, right? But
right, in 1903 was the first flight, just a flight. If you look at it like now obviously 1903 to 2003, that's 100 years, but the first time we went to space was in the 60s. That's in less than 100 years. You go from just taking off in an airplane to sending man on the moon. Like
mm,
that to me is the most mind-blowing thing ever. I like that I can't comprehend it, right? Because like it just doesn't make sense to me, right? I'm
just
not
how
saying there's like a
fast.
I'm not saying there's a conspiracy theory out there. Like I know people will make a conspiracy theory like aliens came in and now our technology is so much better. I just think that it's incredible.
It's just the average person getting smarter and smarter every
Yeah.
single decade, and it's great to see. It's honestly great to see that we can do something such an incredible feat. It's amazing. Well, I mean, I think that's all we can really talk about.
Yeah.
So I guess tune into what's the live stream tomorrow
Yep.
before 9 a.m. to make sure you don't miss the action, right?
Yep.
And we seeing Jeff Bezos launching into space.
Space. Yeah.
Um, and anything else?
I'd say we're gonna be posting media on this tomorrow.
Mhm.
We're gonna be taking the photos. We're gonna keep you updated on our Instagram.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow that. But you definitely don't want to miss this by like watching a TV show or something.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
because
So it's on YouTube. It's being live streamed on YouTube,
yeah,
and on the liftoff is being posted on the website. So on Blue Origin's website, I'm pretty sure something like
yeah,
that. Jeff Bezos Instagram, some everything, dude.
yeah,
It's everywhere. So richest man in in the world, and three others are set to lift up.
yep.
It's nice to see. Well, if that's everything, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you guys in the next few weeks. We'll be posting soon, hopefully.
Mhm.
And thanks for tuning in.
All
See
right.
you guys.
Bye,
Peace.
guys.